Starting the stream now.
Oh, hello everyone. How's everybody doing?
Good,
Hi.
good.
Good.
Hey, Shay.
All right. Hey Shay. Hey Shay. Hey Shiloh. This is my name is Leonard Wedderburn, and this is the HVR project meeting for 2018 on this cold rainy day of the 28th of October. Um, so today is our
Leonard,
yes.
are you sharing the right screen?
Now I am.
Okay, something happened. Okay, never mind. When it quit, it did something on my end, and I was back at a different page. Okay, please continue. Sorry.
Oh, all right. Yeah, so it's the post. It says post milestone meeting, but tell you the truth, this is the milestone meeting for today. Um, and so today we're going to be talking about what we have accomplished for this like whole month, and for the previous week and the next week, and all the stuff that we've been doing for the past ever since we started to change this format in the middle of the year, which actually turned out to be quite well. Um, in shortening our meetings and stuff like that. So it actually kind of worked out. So let's take a look and go down real quickly. Um, the table of contents has information about what's going on. Um, we also got this new general project references, so we can look at all the pieces in the project. And so, all right. So from the review from last week, so continue working on the project. Communicate to me on parsing discussion. The one thing that was discussed and that was from Jared was that it's a way to create a collection of what we worked on the show for others. Um, I gave right now I am just not sure of exactly how to do that well and correctly. Unless we create a different size document that's able to show.
I think the design doc should have the first part of the design doc should be a better explanation of just an overview of what the project is.
Right. Okay.
There's a very brief thing that sort of says something about what the project is, I think, but
right.
It's a little bit more.
Yeah.
Is that what he's saying? I mean,
well, he wanted some sort of. There was something about he wanted some sort of like something to like just tell someone what the project is.
Yeah. Okay, so not a collection of what you've worked on, because you got the Trello board and stuff for that. But
Jared at one point asked for something like a new person if they wanted just some sort of like explanation of what the project is.
Yeah. I would agree that we probably need a better description on the design document. That would be helpful.
Especially if it hasn't been, especially if it's still the
hasn't
same.
been updated. Mm-mm.
Oh, who's on? Shay, is the cat on the on? Is your cat on the thing? Amelia, get off Shay's keyboard, please. Thank you.
I love the kitties.
I love a bunch of eyes popping up out of nowhere. Okay. All right. You take care of that whole thing. Okay. So I guess one thing is necessary, and I can look at it real quickly. Design document. Let's see. You click the document. Yeah. You know what? I feel like, except for except for the name, Ethereal Cats, which is kind of surprising we never even considered thinking about that as a name. I feel like this kind of gives explanation of exactly what the current game is. It's broad.
It's, I don't know. There's some missing information, like the fact that it's an AR game.
Oh yeah, good point.
At the moment, it's sort of in the title, but
Hey Shay,
what?
are you interested in editing this?
Not that much.
Okay.
Well,
Other than just in like writing a description of stuff.
So,
are
you interested in putting some notes on the side then that we can use that with your expertise? Like,
maybe, like
do a comment.
I'm trying to think. Maybe sort of try to come up with what should be in there.
Yeah, just you know, add a comment if that's how you want to handle it, and I can go in and be more verbose about it.
Oh wow, I'm in the wrong username. Oh boy.
Look at you.
Are you HVRE Dev?
Yes.
Okay.
That's fine.
But you don't have to do it right now. I'm just saying later. We can do this later.
All right. Not a problem. It was just a thought and whatnot. All right.
Yeah,
So to continue on. All right. So we'll work on that. So design department. Shiloh, you were taking a lead on this naming stuff. So I'll let you go ahead and talk about that because
we never decided, and we had a lot of options. I think that we've been talking in the forums about Sparkle Kitty AR, or potentially something about Save the Kitties AR, like you're giving all these kitties a second chance and giving them a home. That's something. I don't know if you guys are interested in, you know, how interested in a backstory you are. Some of that requires text, and I was trying to keep it as language neutral as possible, just for the sake of, you know, I didn't want it to be complicated, and the more backstory we add to it, the more complicated it becomes. But if you name it something like SKAR, then people are going to wonder why.
Right. So Shiloh, from your idea of saving kitties AR, I came up with Kitty Savior AR.
Huh?
I came up with the idea of Kitty Saver, Kitty's not Kitty Saver. What is it called? Not Savor. Wait. What's the word I'm looking for? Savior. Yeah, not Saver.
I would avoid the word savior at all costs.
Why?
Because of the religious connotation. Yeah.
Ah, Pilly.
All right. But you know, even Sparkle Kitty AR, just SKAR. The thing is that somehow it needs to be obvious that that's what the acronym means, and at some point you're going to have to explain it. So,
which it would just go against the idea of the whole thing of changing the name. Because you're like, we like, well, why you name Sparkle Kitty AR? Oh, because there's that game called Sparkle Kitty, and we want to just add that.
Yeah. So, I think, as far as the name goes, I think that I don't dislike the idea of an acronym. I think if we have an acronym, it should define the gameplay a little bit. Like the idea that you are collecting and attracting cats. So you're crafting, collecting, and attracting cats, or crafting and attracting cats, or something along those lines, because that's the main mechanic of the game. Exactly. And if you can't come up with something, you know, that's memorable, at least describe what the game is about. A lot of these that we have on here, like Kitty Craft AR, Craft a Cat, Craft a Cat. I don't know.
Sounds like you're crafting cats.
Yeah, we don't want to craft kitties. We just want
It's
to
on the,
collect kitties.
it was on the list. It's like Craft Cat
Yeah,
AR. Yeah. I was
yeah,
like, I'll just rewrite it.
yeah.
Kitty Realm AR. I like that, but
Um,
Kitty Fort AR. Pure. There was Puretopia AR. Sounds. I think Puretopia AR is good. Amelia, you like Puretopia AR, Amelia? I heard you. Um, let me see. I mean, I really feel like we have to just literally make a final decision because, and we need to do it like in the soon. We need to say this is it. We need to just quit looking on Google, just make a decision and decide upon it, and then just move forward. It's really hard to get. It's really hard to get stuck on this one little thing after all the work we've done. And so I feel
yeah.
like it's like there needs to come a time when somebody just puts their foot down and says, "Okay, let's do that."
We could
I don't.
also do something like Catopia. That's not taken. Um,
Catopia is a scratching post.
A real
yeah,
scratching post.
Catopia
yeah,
Premium Cat Scratcher Lounge Board.
but it's
Cat.
not a game.
It's not a game. No. Catopia AR might work. Catopia Cat Rescue, Plantation, Florida. Um, so
Yeah, there's
there's
stuff, but
there's
there's
stuff,
always going to
but
be stuff.
this yeah. So okay, so Catopia AR. Oh, excuse me,
I don't
my
want to
apologies.
decide without
Right.
people's input. But
Well,
like if we're looking for something that's like Kittytopia is a little long, Pertopia.
so,
I don't know why I don't like it, but I don't.
Protopia.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm very surprised actually.
Yeah, I am too.
All
But for some reason I don't like it.
right. Um,
But Catopia,
yeah.
I'm open. I don't want to make a decision without, especially Zach. He's been really
Jared. Yeah.
really involved with this, and so I don't want to make. But like, I think having the conversation actively is probably more necessary. I think we've been fairly passive about it, so we should
Yeah.
probably just um, make a date and say, okay, we will decide on this by, well, we really need to decide on it before I get on Apple, I think, because
Yeah.
we need to come up with all the graphics and things, and I don't want to have to do that twice.
Uh-uh.
So I can't do anything for Apple for another week. So if we want to name uh, the next meeting, like we vote and decide on it next
Okay.
meeting, and then that's it.
So how about this? We choose oh crap. How do we do this well democratically?
We have a bunch of stuff here,
Yeah.
and we have a conversation about it. We have a Discord channel
Yes.
for this. We must
Yes.
use it.
Yes. I've been using
So
it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
yeah.
So
So
all right.
if we get in there, and I'm just gonna go there really quick on the game name. Yeah, there's been stuff in here. Protopia AR. You've got Kitty Savior. Like I probably would avoid that just because of the religious connotations, like we mentioned. Everybody likes Scar for some reason. It's kind of cute and it's sticky for some reason, but I don't know how to do that without defining it, unless all the kitties have scars, which
They don't.
they don't. So if we do an acronym, which I like, um, it probably should have like a theme with the game.
Realms.
Um, so Yeah,
All right.
let's have this conversation this week. This week only. We are going to decide by next week. I say by Wednesday or Tuesday night. We try to have like three, that we narrow it down by Tuesday to three, and then pick by Sunday. Does that sound good?
Yes. So, hold on 1 second. I'm gonna write this down.
Put it in so we'll put that under general for next week. General project. Just so you've got it under here.
Go ahead. Yeah.
Right.
So go ahead. Do your thing.
Final. Okay. Now I don't know why I copied that in. Name the game.
Finally.
Tuesday. Narrow to 3 options. Sunday. Final vote. Period.
And who's going to be?
Discord channel to discuss. There you go.
Awesome possum. All right. Then I will.
Zach's not here today, or I'd say let's just do it now and come up with something.
Right.
But Zach and Jared's been fairly active about it too.
Yeah, exactly.
So we'll post it on we'll say at everyone who wants to be involved with this. If you want to be involved, get in the discussion channel now. Talk about it. Make any suggestions that you have, and let's have a discussion.
Yes.
But we need to do that before we get it on Apple. So
yeah, definitely. Also, I mean, pretty much Android as well. So
yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
pretty much.
So we'll be changing everything on Android.
Yeah, like you could put a build up without having real. Like on Android, we just have like placeholder stuff. We could put the same. If we just want to build up, we could put the same placeholder stuff. But like if you want to like start actually sending out to a wider group of people outside of our HVRE group, then it'd be good to have like real images.
I'm sorry, speak up, Shay, please.
I was saying, like, we can, like, for Android, we have this like placeholder stuff, and we can put the same placeholder stuff on iOS if we just want a build up.
Like,
to like a person that we know. But if we really want to like start sending it to a wider group of people, then it'd be good to have like real images.
And I think that's kind of the point we're reaching. We're getting into November now. We want to be, try to shoot for being done with at least the demo version by the end of the year. I think that November we should probably aim to get this refined enough to start getting more testing done by a wider audience. If you agree.
Yeah, I agree. I feel like we need to make sure that we have a set name for this project before we hand it out to other people.
Why are you making, I guess, like you're making a Trello list for it just to remind us?
Oh, crap. I forgot you see this. I was actually doing something for Trello and whatnot. So just as a reminder for all that fun stuff or whatnot. That's all it is.
That's great.
Okay. Cool. I was like, oh crap, I got caught.
Yep, we're watching everything you do.
All right. Okay.
And feel free to talk to other people about game names. Like if you feel fine, try to pitch it to somebody. Say, and this is what we're thinking of calling it. What do you think about that? If you want to talk about it with other people, it's important to start talking about this now so that you can get a feel for what the most important parts of the game are. You might try pitching it in different ways to different people. and talking about it and say, focusing on the crafting element with one person and talking about names, focusing on the key collection with another person and seeing what the names mean to them and or explain the whole thing and in more detail if you have time with somebody and talk about like, okay, what part of that most interests you? If we named the game, what would be the most interesting way to catch your attention so that you give it a shot? Because it's really, the name is your like, it's your first point of marketing, really. Like if somebody sees the name and they remember it, or curious about it, or and maybe in that case, Scar is a good name because you're like, why is it called Scar? But if we never explain that, then that's going to be kind of like, okay, I don't know why I downloaded this. We might get a lot of people that don't care about the game. They're just more curious about why it's called Scar. And
pretty much.
Yeah. So anyway, it's an important aspect. It's not the be all end all because there are ways of, we'll be putting it on social media and things like that. And there'll be a description on the websites where they're going to be downloading the title, but the name is kind of, the first thing that people see and sometimes the only thing people see. So
for me, like if I'm looking in the App Store and stuff, for me the first thing that catches me is like the icon for the game, the image.
Mm-hmm.
A lot more so than words, personally. But
and that's really important too. Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's easier to like, you're looking at like a page that has 100 games, or I don't know, your screen is full of a bunch of games, and what stands out more to me is just these pictures.
Yeah.
I'm trying to actually read all of the names. And then the name is secondary, because a lot of times the name can have a little more information.
Yeah.
Some of the images are not very informative. They're pretty, but not very informative of what this game is.
Yeah.
True. All right. Well, cool. I think all right. So I feel like as long as we make sure that we have enough thought, we put so much thought into this name and we considered it. And then as long as we make sure that what we're showing out to people makes sense and also is visually appealing, then it'll possibly help us out in the future with our sales. So I think that should be fine. Alrighty. If nobody has anything else about that part, we're gonna go ahead and continue on the meeting.
Okay.
So let's see. We got technical. Shay, what you been up to this past week?
Didn't do a whole lot again. I worked on the tutorial a little bit. It's almost done. It was almost done already. I fixed a couple of things, but anyway, I had a question about did we still like the recipe idea, where like you don't know what you need to make a toy until you get a recipe, and similarly, I wasn't sure about, I think we talked about different things at different times, but should the cats, when should you know what you need to attract a cat? Should you know that before you even get the cat? Or should you have to like guess at what you have to make?
So the thought is you find out what the cat likes when you play with it with that cat.
Okay.
And so if you play with it with that,
you have to track the cat before you know what you need
to
attract the cat.
Yeah. And so it's so that you can bring that cat back. Once you know what that cat likes, then you can bring that cat back so that you can farm the resources that they provide. Mm-hmm. So the thought was eventually some cats would provide some resources more than others. So like if you really needed more feathers or something or string, then you would want to attract one cat in particular. So you'd have to put more of that out to try to get that cat. And that's if you can put 2 and 2 together. We had started to talk about putting a lot of information on the thing on the in the book about like what they like, what they're connected to, so that people can start connecting those dots. But you guys seem to like the idea of just letting them discover that on their own and not documenting all of it for them.
Yeah,
You felt like that was too much information. Huh? I'm sorry, somebody's chair is really squeaky.
My apologies, that's me. My apologies. Okay. Discovery is always good. Continue on though.
Okay, so the if you don't want to save that information for them, then the only thing that you can kind of do is like the minimal thing you could do is tell them like, okay, the cat really likes this. So if you want to bring that cat back, you can bring you can use this to bring the cat back. Now, whether or not they put together the fact that that cat gives them more of this reward or not, that's up to them to discover and put 2 and 2 together. And that's if we even do that. I don't know to what degree we've worked on any of the balancing and the system.
Oh, that's not yet, really well.
Yeah. So right now we're pretty random, I think, as far as.
Yeah. Well, I was thinking it'd be more. Well, I don't know. One thing is to sort of just we could sort of intelligently give them a little bit of what they need. I mean, it's where cats sort of influence. A certain cat gives you more of a certain thing. Also, sort of helps that. Where like you want to sort of make it somewhat easy for them to go through the sort of the flow of the like progression of the cats.
Mm-hmm.
You don't want to be like getting too much of something that you can't use for a while. Immediately.
Yeah.
Right.
And not be getting the stuff you need right now. So like, associating with a cat could help that because they're sort of in order. I was also thinking we could just sort of just give them. There's some probability they don't just get exactly what they need most, but
Leonard, we're watching you. Thanks.
But yeah, maybe we could like just sort of intelligently sort of pick things for them to give them.
So that brings up the what are you trying to motivate the player to do?
Mm-hmm.
It sounds to me like, Shay, you've already got something in mind, especially with the deadline for a demo version approaching quickly. We have a lot of ideas of what we can do, and I think this system would probably be fun and interesting, but may not be doable by the end of the year. How do you feel about creating a system that has like kind of what we're talking about with the cats, giving you more of certain things, or what you're talking about now versus what you're talking about now with the
set them up
just a higher probability when they need something in order to progress?
They'd be sort of similar to implement, I think. It shouldn't be too hard. Like the cats.
Because there's
like the cats one's almost easier, but both of them are not terribly hard. Cat one's almost easier, where you just have like for each cat, you just have a list of like how probable each item is or something. The difficulty with that stuff is always just sort of actually balancing it and making it fun to play.
Right. And that's the name of the game, right? We're trying to balance it and make it fun to play. Yeah. And then I really would hope we could get to the focusing on that here. I mean, we were getting stuck on the name of the game and everything, but I would like to I think we sort of started to like really focus in on that. And then we're like, okay, let's get the tutorial done so that we can see how that functions. And I think we've done that now, right?
Yeah, it's mostly there. I just wanted to. Oh, what about the recipe thing? Are we still having recipes?
Well, that kind of comes back to this system, right?
Yeah. It's like what? How much do you want? It is all this is sort of like what you want the game to be and
Mm-hmm.
how much you want it to be about discovery and how much you want it to be about them knowing things and making intelligent decisions, or I don't know. Um,
Intelligent decisions.
yeah,
like they recognize the fact that Night Kitty gives them more, a string, for instance, or metal.
Oh, so you're talking about like player discovery based upon like player discovery based upon amount of time played and all that fun stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah. So they discover things and know things about the game. So it's intelligent, like decision making.
yeah, they know they know what's going to happen, and they're like intelligently picking to do things based on what they know, versus more. I mean, it's not like you're just blindly pressing buttons otherwise, but like, um, there's more just sort of trying things and seeing what happens.
Exactly.
If you don't know, yeah.
Discovery is always more is a good part about it, but I feel as though we need to make sure that we have a set
Some of the
way
stuff
of
with recipes, it's also about sort of just, I don't know, pacing of the game. Like,
right, exactly.
Yeah.
How fast
Do you want to actually go through it?
should they be able to like get through things? Like, because the recipes, like with the recipe idea, there's ways they can get the recipe and then they know the recipe.
Right. And then the recipe is on a page in the book.
But it's just like, do you want them to have to go through that trouble, or should they just immediately have that?
Right. At the moment, so okay, so think of it this way. If there's a way for us to move forward and develop the game further and not take away something that they have, right? So if we give them access to something, say, okay, and this is just me thinking out loud. If they discover an item, right? They get 3 materials that can be combined to make something. If they get all of the materials, should that automatically pop up a recipe in their book? Or should we give them the item, and then that item, when they have the item, then they know how to make it?
I thought that.
Like, yeah, well, so I don't know.
I thought it was.
And then later on, we can give them recipes.
Originally we had where it was actually like a recipe item that you would find.
Yeah.
It was like on the map. We had the map. You could find a recipe, and then you know the recipe. There's I mean, some games have like a sort of crafting mechanic where you don't know and you just
can randomly
guessing at like throwing ingredients together and seeing what you make.
Yeah, and if they have enough materials, that's not a problem. But if they're given,
there has to be
that's a balance issue. Yeah,
combinations and things to make that fun. Or like enough combinations of things to get something, so you're not just constantly getting nothing.
Right.
What was I say? I don't know.
Go ahead.
I feel like it's not quite the sort of game we have. We don't have quite that many different possibilities of things.
Right. It's a demo version, so we're still fairly early on with it.
Yeah. Well, I think it's never going to be quite. I don't know. I don't know if it would ever be quite like some of the games I'm thinking of, where there's just like a ton of stuff.
Yeah, so when you're doing.
Yeah.
alchemy, and there's like you get
I haven't really
the
done that.
base and then
I haven't really done that.
Oh, okay. Well, in ESO or any of the Elder Scrolls games, when you're crafting a potion, for instance, you have a base element and then 2 elements that you add to it. It has like attributes, and if you know enough of the attributes, you can start matching them together to make things, which is a really fun way to craft. So
about that, it sounds like a little bit like some things were like you can sort of combine things and you always get something that just sort of like you said, like different things give different attributes or something. So like you always get something, but what attributes that thing has depends on what you use. I don't know.
apparently, I was going to try to sketch.
Oh, back up now.
My goodness. Okay.
All right.
Sorry about that.
No, you're fine.
Photoshop was evil, and I was sorry.
You're fine. You're all good.
There we go.
All right. So,
wow, that was wild. Okay, and we're still streaming. Wow. I don't know how that worked. I was thinking it'd be nice to be able to sketch out some of these thoughts visually, but
it's all right. I feel as though we have come to a interesting part in which we've come to just need to make a quick decision on the idea of the thought of discovery from the player's perspective of giving an item to help in creation of other items, or if it should be given direct, like automatically based on the items collected as well. And I would say what has been, so Shay, you said nothing has been written, no system the system hasn't been developed, hasn't been set yet, correct?
Well, there's a system in there. It can
What's
change easily.
what's the current system?
So currently it has the recipes. So it's the stuff I made again back when we had a map.
Right.
There's a recipe item.
Yes.
And you get the recipe item, and then you can see what's in how to make it.
Okay. So the recipe item is
it's way it's working at the moment. You actually can't. At the moment, you actually can't craft things unless you have the recipe.
Yes.
Because of the way the book is set up, that it sort of lent itself to that.
Right.
When we had the cooking station and you just freely drag items.
Yeah.
That worked better for like guessing and seeing if you made something.
Yeah. I like the recipes personally. I felt like they were more difficult, but if they're not more difficult,
it's my big question was, I think we should stick with the idea of having a recipe. My question is like if you just know all the recipes to begin with, or you have to earn them.
I feel like you have to earn them.
Yeah, I think that we feed them to them as they go.
Okay.
I think that's a tool for progression.
Yeah, to sort of, well, you can also just not give them the items to make this stuff.
Yeah. But
so
I think once you get one, they're like gonna want to make it.
Yeah. Okay. So then my thought was.
So it can either be a driver or a reward.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So it became because of the tutorial. And so I mean, the easy solution for the tutorial is we give them their first letter that they get. That's one of the things they get is a recipe for the mouse.
Yeah, I would agree.
Right now it's they get the items to craft the mouse. And then when I was starting to work on it, I realized that they don't get the recipe. So I can just give them the recipe as well.
Yeah. That's fine.
And then that could continue to just be like the recipe items for something you get from the map. They can continue to just be something you get in the mail. And yeah.
Sure. Okay. That sounds good. They're earning it over time. That will increase the ability, increase the thinking of being able to gain something based upon the way you play the game, and also it adds to the length of the game as well, because of the fact that we're not just
Not necessarily.
Well,
again, you can also just gate it by not giving them items, but I don't know.
Oh yeah,
It's more just a like perception thing, like the.
Yeah, it's either a motivator or a reward.
Yeah,
Understood. Okay.
Like in that situation, depending on when you give it to them. If you give it to them after they have the items to make it, then it's a reward for collecting those items in a way, perception wise. Right. Or if you give it to them before giving them all the items that they need, then it's a goal and it's a motivator.
Gotcha.
So you can use it two different ways.
I never thought of it like that before. That's really good. Okay. I'm solid on that then.
So depending on where you want to give it to them, and like Shay is talking about giving it to them during the tutorial, that might be a different scenario where like it's almost a reward because it's a reward and a motivator to learn how to use that reward, but it could also be both. Later on, we can use it as a motivator. Once we've used it as a reward and they understand that they can get these and make things with them, then later on we can give them one before they get all of the materials. And they know that they have to earn those materials in order to make the item.
Right.
So I think that starting off with it as a reward is probably a better learning tool.
Play the game, it'd be less like there'd be less of a set order that you necessarily get things in.
Yeah, exactly.
So you might get a recipe before you get all the stuff, or before you get any of the stuff, and sometimes you get some of the stuff and then the recipe.
Yeah, and it would probably be weighted by probability. I think some instances it might be a driver that we like want to force, so that like force them to get one like during the tutorial, but throughout the game they may get them just randomly, and it's a probability thing, depending on like they're going to have a 0 probability until they reach a point, and then after that they have a higher probability of getting that recipe.
And you mentioned also the idea of maybe it's the cats, like certain cats might have a high probability of giving that recipe.
Exactly. Yeah.
That sounds good. Alrighty. Cool. Very nice. All right, so we made the decision has been set. Shay, if you could please oh crap, what would that information be? I guess this is the one thing I haven't been doing well at myself personally. I'll do that later. All right, so okay, let's continue on. So I'll take care of art for it real quick. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Oh, well, I can say it later maybe. But I was looking at the design doc and the whole stuff about trying to give an overview of the project.
Yeah.
There's stuff about goals and guidelines for divine gameplay. That I'd put more at the top, and that's actually is one thing that sort of helps. If you look at that section, that's.
Welcome back, Charlie. The goal designs for design gameplay?
Yeah.
Where is that?
It's after the tutorial. It's sort of in that first game introduction.
Sorry, guys. I was trying to open up the design doc and it like keeps freaking out on me. Something's going on.
Goals and guidelines for designing gameplay. Okay. Yeah, that's good. Okay, cool.
I feel like that has a lot of good points of like what we want the game to be.
Yeah.
I think that would help.
Yeah, that could definitely move.
Yeah, that's what we need to be look. That's what I think. Jared was wanting just a quick overview of that, of what we've also done as well. We can put that in there maybe. All right, so let's get.
So you're just saying move that to the top of the list.
I put
Is
that
that
higher because we start getting to like the definitions and stuff. Like the very second thing right now is the definitions, which I feel like is not. That's starting to get too deep. And you want to start more with sort of higher level concepts and defining.
I can't see that far down because I can't open it, but can you scroll down a little bit, Leonard? Okay, so right now we have the main goals at goal 2 and then goal 3, right? So that's high level. And then after that, we go into defining things, right?
Yeah.
No.
No, right now I'm saying that's the end of the introduction.
Oh, so we need to move this before that.
Right now we start defining things second.
Yeah.
It's like a paragraph introduction, and then we go into the definitions.
Yeah.
Where it starts laying out what are all the different moods they can go through.
Yeah. So we need to move that up. The working definitions need to be further down, and then the guidelines, it should be right before the working definitions, I think, if that's going to be where we have the definitions. I would agree with that. And then maybe the story above that, like genre, story.
Right now we don't actually have a story.
Yeah, there's no story.
That first introduction paragraph is the closest thing we have to a story sort of thing in here right now.
The top
thing labeled story in the design doc is like placeholder thing. I think was from when you just got a template design doc.
Gotcha. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think there is.
Looking just explain what story should be.
Yeah, right here.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the story should probably go to this is where they talk about a storyboard. If we had a story.
I mean, internally we have a story.
We're kind of not really having much of a story though.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're sort of it's a picture story, I guess. But there's really not a story. There's just like vignettes, I guess, would be the closest thing, because each character has a theme, which is basically a vignette of a story. So maybe the story should be under each region instead of an overall story. Does that make sense? It's not even necessary, really. I mean, it's more of a theme than a story.
Yeah, I wouldn't really say we have a story.
Yeah, we don't have a story. I can delete it if you want me to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Start deleting stuff.
Yeah, we need to start deleting stuff.
I think there's too much.
There's a lot of stuff in here.
There's too much placeholder stuff in there still that.
Yeah.
We're
not using a lot of it. Okay, and so go down to the goals, Leonard, that we were just looking at a little bit ago, the goals and guidelines for defining the gameplay. And highlight that and put it above the definitions. So cut that out. I can't. And then go to the top above definitions after genre. Paste it there. Yeah.
Awesome.
So I think that makes a lot more sense.
Yeah.
And that kind of defines the game early on, so that's like at the top of the list, and we have our goals and guidelines for defining the gameplay. And if anything should change, it should change there first, so that we know what our goals are, and then everything after that should be to achieve those goals.
Okay.
And Shay, if you want to go through that and change anything, go ahead. Use suggestion mode if you need to, and we can talk about it later. But feel free to look through it if you see stuff that doesn't make sense. And this is the working document. So if you guys see stuff that isn't being used and we're not going to use it, just delete it.
Good point. We'll do.
I mean, right now we never filled out genre, so I don't know that it's really important to us.
Genre? I thought we did.
Oh yeah, did we?
It says this is a AR collection and crafting game.
Okay.
I mean,
possible titles to be determined. There we go. Focused on feeling.
All right.
Sorry, I keep like screwing everything up by trying to do things. My goodness. My computer is like freaking out.
It'll be all right. We're still going on, still going strong. We're all good in the hood. All right. So do we feel comfortable about these few little changes that we made? All right. Shay, did you have anything else you want to talk about?
No.
Cool. All righty. So thank you, both of y'all for thank you both of y'all for continuing on making those changes possibly for that whole process. So let's go ahead and go on looking at the art department. It says all gems on the collar are now larger. Updated catnip, crafting item. I think the playing crafting item. Work progress on Night Kitty. Basic cat animation in project, standing, idle, walking, eating, play, pet. Book handle concept updated and decided. Finished concept art for star, butterfly, string.
Great.
Cool. That's great to hear. Sound department. Should we use all three of our one parts of the back for background audio? Should we use all three audio pieces or one part of background? One
for background.
For background.
Yeah.
So
I would say all three and just fade between them.
Yeah,
I mean,
I think one's gonna get old fast.
Yeah, I agree. So, yeah, agree. Sound, all audio, all background audio used and looped. Final decision.
Don't worry about it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Marketing. So we're using the continued design pics for screenshots today. I posted the cat Nick Kitty Night Kitty yesterday. I'm sorry. I'm still getting over this cold, so sometimes my mouth and brain and nose don't want to communicate. All right, yeah. Our Sparkles Kitty, Night Kitty. I posted Night Kitty yesterday. And so that's out there. And so we're able to say, hey, this is what we got going on. I feel as though that's much more better than just posting screenshots of gameplay for the time being. AR, I haven't figured out I never figured out the best way of showing AR gameplay well without video. I'll have to figure that stuff out. It's a go in progress for me. And then QA, that's before we continue to find stuff, let Shay know about it. All right. Oh, oops, wrong piece. That is a wrong piece. All right. All right, so for next week, we just talked about, made discussion about name the game dates. Tuesday, there are 3 options. Sunday, final vote, and then use Discord channel to discuss. I did have a question about how do we narrow to 3 options? Who's going to be the final decision maker on deciding that? Would it be either me
In the discussion on Discord.
a discussion on Discord? So we literally say, do we want to do
Like,
this one? And then we want to do this one? Do we want to do this one? Everybody say yes or no, blah, blah, blah. And we go from there.
yeah, we'll just have a discussion and narrow it down to 3 options in Discord. And then talk about it Tuesday if we need to.
Yeah. Coolly. All righty. Goody. Technical, I guess this is from both this is from Shiloh. You mentioned something about it. Well,
yeah, somebody put on their Apple build discussion. I can't do anything for another week at least, because of the way the application process is. So
that's not a problem. That's all I wanted to find out, how that was going on. Goody.
Yep. It takes 2 weeks from the time they approve it. They just approved it a few days ago. So I have to wait 2 weeks before I can do anything.
I'm sorry. I got like shivers a little bit. That's incredible that we got approved by Apple. Yay.
Well, no, we didn't get approved by Apple. There was some other company that I had to go through before I can even apply to Apple. So
Wow.
it's a really, like, they're super picky. I had to talk to some like verification thing, and yeah. So
well, we appreciate
we'll
y'all.
be there soon enough, but yeah, I can't do anything yet. Sorry.
Oh, you're fine.
It'll get there. Yeah, it'll get there eventually, but I had to go through their process, and Shay already warned us about that. He told us it takes a little while, so we knew to expect that. But yep, I still got a week left at least. I can look up the exact date, but it's somewhere in my email.
Yeah, fully cool. Thank you for your patience and doing that for us.
You're fine.
Thank you for doing it, because it's a challenge. So, and it's a learning process for you as well in the future for yourself.
Yeah. Well, and I wanted to do it for, Dreams, but we didn't get to do it last year. So hopefully we can do it this year.
Exactly. And we're still going to be using Zach's computer for the development and builds and stuff like that through oh crap, what's it called? Shay, what's it called?
What?
Angel Flight, flight. Test flight. Yeah, test flight.
Test flight's the thing that you use to like send out builds to people and stuff. Test flight's like the beta testing sort of thing that they have. It works a lot like the Android one, where you get the person's email for their Apple account, and you add it to a list of emails, and that person can then access the game.
Exactly.
So it's less important for us to know test flight and more important to talk to people about testing. So if that's what you're trying to accomplish there in that note, we need to talk to people, get our list of testers. Because it's not just test flight, we're going to be doing both, right?
Yeah, we're doing
so not test flight, testing.
Does
that make sense? Yeah. Thank you, Shay. I can't type right now because
You're fine.
My computer sucks. but we don't care that it's test flight. We just need to make sure that we get a list of testers, and then we will do that in whichever way. If they're Apple, then we'll send it via Apple. If they're Android, we'll send it via Android.
Right. I feel, actually,
sorry, I'm not trying to be picky, but it doesn't matter that it's test flight.
I feel you. My thinking was just making sure test flight gets set up in the first place is all.
Yeah, we'll get all that set up when we get.
It's not terribly complicated to actually get test flight going. Once you have your account all set up and everything.
It's part of the whole testing process and everything, which is what I'm considering it. All right.
I believe it's probably part of the setup process. Like, you tell them what phase you're in on Android. I imagine it's not that different on Apple.
Yeah. I haven't actually done it. I haven't done anything on iOS in a long time. They didn't have test flight when I was doing it. But I think it's very similar, from what I understand of it. It's very similar, where you sort of, like, you go and on the website, and you just like say, I want you like put up a test flight build, and then you can like say which users are allowed to be in that test flight.
Yep.
Um,
So yeah, we'll get it set up, Leonard. No worries. But I'm more concerned with setting up a goal of starting to talk to testers
Exactly.
and get our list of testers together. We'll need that for November.
True. I'm just trying to. My goal is to make sure that we're keeping everything in mind about what we got, all the pieces that we get necessary. So
makes sense.
Let me see. All right, so let me see. Our department just finished Night Kitty, continue working on the s'mores, continue needing a UI art or tutorial art, and continue basic cat animation. I did that. That was David popping in there this morning when we were talking. Sound department, all background audio will be used in loop and final decision. Marketing, continue to use design picks for Scratch on Saturday. And then me just added this, needing a list of testers for Android and iOS both in November. And I think that'll be pretty much the goals and everything for this coming week. My life has gotten less hectic, so I will be able to come on Tuesday on Run Jump Dev and whatnot.
Okay.
I'll just, if we need a discussion or anything, but also I need to try to just get back to the community myself personally. But now since I live so close, I can do it now. It's a whole lot easier. So I can just walk to it. So I'm gonna try to be there on Tuesday so I can start meeting with more students, my students actually as well, because I might make that time to talk to my students if necessary because they started popping up out of nowhere.
Okay, well, that being said, if you're going to be there talking to other people, should we establish a time during the Tuesday night meeting to have HVRE discussions? That way we can set us, because that kind of happened last week or the week before. I don't think I missed this week because I was getting ready for a trip. But
I think there last week.
Vince came over and wanted to chat and talk, and I was like, okay, we can talk here in a minute, Vince, but we're trying to finish a conversation about the project. And people kind of got pulled away and stuff, so we had to pull them all back in. So I don't mind being there and being social, but I think if we're going to utilize Tuesday nights, we need to also establish okay, from 30 minutes during some point, maybe it's the 30 minutes after hurdles, from 7:30 to 8, or is it 8 to 8:30? We need to have HVRE time so that we can talk about stuff.
7:30 to 8 sounds fine with me.
Does that sound okay with you, Shay?
Sure.
Right?
that was a Shay, sure, yeah. It's all right.
Yeah.
You're okay with it, buddy?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's a better response from what I expected.
I'm just trying to nail it down so that it's really easy to get social, and that's great, and that's totally the reason that we wanted to move it back to Tuesday nights so that we could be part of the community and be involved with that, as well as be able to get together and talk about stuff. But we probably don't need more than 30 minutes to talk about things. So
yeah, you're I mean, I completely agree, Shiloh. It's just my whole thing was personally, I just had a lot of things going on, but now things are slowing down, so it's all good.
Yeah.
Able to make it work.
But you were just bringing up a good point. You want to talk to your students there too, and I'm like, well, you can't do everything at once.
Yeah, exactly. So, if they show up and stuff like that,
yeah.
If they don't show up, then you don't have to worry about it. But if somebody, when my students appears there out of nowhere, I'll be like, oh, hi, I'm going to talk to you and see how you're doing and stuff like that. So that's something that I would like to do personally for myself. If that happens,
right?
So that's all it is. All right.
Well, if they don't show up by 7:30, they're probably not going to show up, I would imagine. So I think that's probably a good time to start the HVRE meeting.
Yes.
If that makes sense.
It is.
I just, I want to be efficient. I don't want to be trying to chase cats all night. Herd cats, whatever the saying is.
That's normal for us. I herd cats every day.
Yeah.
Let me think. All right, fully cooling, not a problem. So let me see. What up next? What else we're going to talk about? Actually, I think that's it. Was there anything else somebody need to discuss before we end it for today?
Nope. Good job, everybody.
Yep.
Especially you, Shay. You seem to be Plugging along.
I've been very slow for the last month, but
Well, the things that it's slowed down based upon the idea like we're getting close to the end and stuff like that too. You've done so much that they're trying to start to be like jetting it off on a jet plane for all that crazy stuff
Yeah.
going on. So it's all good.
And
man.
art's been going crazy, man. They've gotten a lot done. So.
And also we've kind of made decisions on audio pieces already set, and a few other design pieces that are keep coming down the pipeline a little bit. But we're solidifying a lot of pieces and then making final decisions based upon time and also understanding of previous discussions that have been set. So I feel like everything is still on track. It's just my responsibility is just to make sure that all the pieces of which are going on are being taken care of. So even including the testing, all that fun stuff, I'm thinking about all those pieces as well. So we get there's a lot going on the belt, and I think that it's being handled correctly and well by everybody. So, but the thing is that if there's anything that to be discussed, we just need to make sure it's talked about. And I'm so glad we're finally gonna choose our name and move along in our lives. It's gonna be great. So, all righty. If there's nothing else to discuss, thank you for everybody who listened in. Also, thank you for folks here on the show, Shiloh and Shay. The S's are always the best people in the world. So,
I have one other question.
What's that?
Think about what all audio stuff is there that like we have audio for that needs to be put into the game? The music, right?
Foley?
I think there is what?
Like special effects and
like what special effects did we have? Actually,
yeah, clicks and
did we have? We had some sort of meow sound now.
Oh,
or that's still not.
Okay. I'll have to look into that.
Yeah, audio had a whole list of sounds that you were asking them for. I remember seeing that.
I don't know what actually got made ever,
or do they have their own Trello board?
Yeah, they do. They do.
I think it's at the bottom of the agenda. Yeah, they're already there.
Was things on the Trello board? I had at one point like it seemed like there was no one place where I could find audio. One thing there was like I think a few different people that did stuff and they all put it at different places.
Yeah, but we were trying to.
There wasn't really good audio lead ever. So it seemed like a little bit all over the place.
I tried.
Yeah, if they could put it on the Trello card, that would make it easy to find.
I mean, we do have. Oh, so the audio piece. I mean, I'm gonna walk the plank in myself. Walk this plank. Let me think. So audio does have there's the click sound, pin enable sound, pin disable sound, music. These are the audio pieces for the background music from the ones I found. And then these were the cat sounds that were.
Yeah, we're not using any of those.
We're not using any of those.
At least I think. Let me look again. Unless there's new ones put in there as well, but
no, these are old. These were made by.
There's the ones that are like they're almost like loops, like music loops made out of cat meows.
Yeah.
And to me, that was really I want a meow sound that like the cat meows, and it to me doesn't work that well.
Right.
It's weird. If
it was
want
not
cat to meow at you, you don't necessarily want to have a little song of meow. I don't know.
I thought that the in the Discord channel somewhere they were talking about getting cat sounds.
Yeah, again, that's part of the problem. There's some stuff that looked like it was just posted. I don't know. There's various different links to stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like one Gray, I think, was like had posted a folder stuff on Google Drive in his own folder that he made.
Oh yeah, that stuff.
Did that stuff ever get moved? It'd be nice if all that stuff was like in one folder in our drive. Did anyone ever consolidate that? I haven't looked at it recently.
No.
Oh, here's cat noises. So again, it looks like he posted some cat noises in just like a new folder that he made. That doesn't seem to be in the in our drive folder for audio.
Oh wow, incredible.
So
yeah,
it's just all over the place. So it'd be nice if I just had like a clear. And now
Yeah.
the Trello board. I have to look at the Trello board. It'd be nice to know just like a list of things that I need to do to actually put the audio that we have into the game.
So I would, Leonard, I would create another card for ready to be put in the game, and then have them, if there's a way to put a link to the exact sound that they're wanting put in the game. So not a card, a list. To do, doing, done, and rename done ready to be put in the game, or make a new list for ready to be put in the game. And then they can drag the cards over there with a link to whatever is ready to be put in the game. Does that make sense? And that way Shay can just go here and start adding those to the game. Does that make sense, Shay?
Yeah.
Okay.
Trying to find the audio.
Sorry. Okay.
So, and we need to get Greg on board with that, and then also not putting random
things anymore.
I'll have to poke him about it. He comes and goes. He had he said he had a heart attack a couple months ago. So,
holy moly!
yeah, I was like, oh, that's the reason why you haven't been in here for a bit.
Yeah, heart attacks no joke, man.
Yeah. Because he said,
yeah, if he doesn't have time, just let us know, because we'll find stuff. But
yeah, he said I haven't done much work in the last month. I had a heart attack, dizzy all the time, and yeah, he hasn't been well. So that's the reason why it's kind of been like when he gets things done, he can get things done type situation.
Yeah.
So let me see. Shay, I am moving everything that he has set for that thing to where'd it go?
There you go. And then
it's like the Trello board again, where it's all fragmented. The Trello board seemed to mostly just be things that Chris did.
Yeah.
So it's like different people that we've had do audio just have had different things that they've done with the audio.
Right. But I did. Well, I hope that my goal was to make sure they were communicating with each other. I tried to emphasize that, but I think it did not.
That's where getting like there never felt like there's like a real audio lead that really like there should be the way we had set things up originally is like there's like a lead for each department,
right?
And that lead should be in charge of sort of making sure everyone else who's doing things is on the same page. And
those are already ready.
Yeah,
Leonard?
The creaking door. Yeah, this is already in. This is already in the thing.
Are there links to them in the card?
I'll have to make them because.
Okay, so you're just gonna kind of fix it. Yes. I guess.
I'm going to fix it because I became the lead of the audio like in the middle of the project and everything because
multitask. Okay.
I did. All right, so I'll take care.
Good job, Leonard. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Too much. I gotcha.
cars that add links to cars that connect to audio parts. Ready for the game. All right.
Okay.
And then also yeah, that should be done. All right, fine. Good. All right.
You're doing a great job, Leonard, just so you know.
Thank you. I appreciate it. All right. All right.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
This is a big project.
We
But
got
we're getting there. We're getting down to the end.
Shay, also check out these cat noises and everything. There are purrs and stuff like that. They're in there. And then also you got the audio pieces as well. The bouncing ball. I'm sorry.
What does audio pieces mean?
Mailbox opening, mailbox, bouncing ball, toy wind up. There, and then creaking door for mailbox. Wind up toys. Okay, wind up toy sound. Where was it? Well, the purrs are in there as well.
You don't have to like verbally list all of them right now. I just want like something like a Trello board or like a Trello list or a clearly organized drive folder or something.
Gotcha. We'll do. We'll do. All right. I'll
Good
take care
job,
of this.
guys.
I'll leave it.
Right on.
Okay. All right. Fully. Thank you very much, everybody. And keep doing what you're doing, and also stay warm and stay dry. And don't get sick. And don't be like me.
Okay.
Pretty much my life motto. Don't be like me. All right. Have a good day. I'll see y'all when I see y'all. All right. Bye-bye.
All right. Good job, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.